What's up, team? It's ROBBMAC from M3 Beats, and today I'm going to install a GTR style carbon fiber hood on my BMW F30.
ROBBMAC.
I have been dying to show you guys this GTR style carbon fiber hood from Seibon that I got as a Christmas gift from my wife and daughters. The thing has been sitting in my basement ever since Christmas, and I can't wait to show you what it looks like on the car. The weather finally warmed up, it's April, and I'm finally gonna go ahead and tackle the project. Here are a few things that you should know about carbon fiber hoods before I get started. Number one, carbon fiber hoods are aftermarket body panels. They do not fit 100% out the box. You will have to invest some time and effort into aligning body panels to get them to line up correctly on your car, and there may be some further modifications needed to the hood in order to make things fit properly. So any expectations that you have about buying an aftermarket body panel, especially a carbon fiber hood, should go right out the window, because I can guarantee you that it's not going to be a plug and play installation. You are going to have to make many micro adjustments in order to get the hood to sit in a way that you feel is good, and you might even have to go out and contact a body shop to help you do the installation if you're not comfortable making the alignment adjustments yourself. Number two, the hood struts that came with your factory hood, Seibon recommends that you don't use any hood struts with their carbon fiber hoods. For this installation, I took off one of the hood struts and I left the other because I didn't want to have to go out and try to figure out a way to prop up the hood when I want to work on the car. Using one seems to be just fine. Number three, Seibon requires that you install hood pins when you install a carbon fiber hood. I've seen plenty of installation where guys don't do it and they just use the factory latch systems, and that seems to work out okay for some. But if you plan on tracking your car or doing any kind of high-speed runs, you may want to invest in the hood pin latches so that you don't run into any problems with the hood flying off the car at a later date. That's going to require some additional modifications, but I wanted to get the hood installed first and then get everything aligned, and then I'll go back and do another video where I install the arrow catch hood pin latches. First thing you want to do is open the hood to your car and cover your engine bay.
ROBBMAC.
Next, you're going to use a trim tool to remove the windshield sprayer assembly from the bottom of your OEM hood. You can accomplish this with your hands, a screwdriver, but the easiest method I found is to use a trim tool. The clips that hold on the wiper sprayers are really brittle, and as you can see in this clip, I actually broke one in half, so I had to order a whole new assembly, so I don't actually reinstall it during this video. I'm waiting for a part to arrive, but be careful. If your car is an older model, the plastic could, easily break. The next step is to remove the OEM latch system and risers. These are removed just by unscrewing them. It's a good idea to count the number of turns that you unscrew them, the number of full turns that you unscrew them, so that you can reinsert them into your new hood at the same amount. That'll give you a good baseline starting point to start adjusting the hood alignment and the height and everything. The next thing you're going to do is grab yourself a socket wrench. You're going to need a 13mm socket to remove the two bolts on each side of the car that are holding the hood to the hood hinges. You'll need to completely remove the two bottom bolts, and then you just want to loosen the top two bolts that are in the slotted position in order to free the hood, and then you're going to gently tip it forward and then pull towards the front of the car to remove the hood. Now you can see everything with the hood removed. The two slotted bolts at the top of the hinge pins The hinge pins are there. And then the reinstallation step for the new hood is almost exactly the same, but in reverse. So once you get the hood in position, then you want to take the bolts, the nuts that you took off the 13 millimeters and then reinstall them. Just hand tighten them. You don't want to go crazy at this point because you're going to have to do some adjustments once you get the latching hardware installed. Again, the latch hardware and the bump stops are just going back in the exact same way that I took them out. I am threading them in the same number of counts that I took them out. This part may make you uncomfortable, but almost every carbon fiber hood install that I've seen required some level of modification in order to get the stock hardware to fit on the new hood. So for this part, you will need a Dremel or a power drill with an 1/8 inch drill bit and a 1/4 inch drill bit for some of the holes, depending on which ones you don't have, which seem to vary from hood to hood. I had to ream out the hood latch stays in order to get them to clip back in. So I just kind of had to go in there with a drill bit and loosen them up a little bit in order to get the latches to go back in. Same thing with the bump stops. I also had to drill those out a little bit to get the OEM ones to fit again. So even though I broke the windshield wiper sprayer assembly, I still took the stock unit that was in there and marked some locations for some holes that needed to be drilled in order to mount the cable back to the car. So just took a paint marker that I had in the garage, and there were 2 dimples that you could actually see in the car on the hood. And I marked those and made sure they lined up, and then just drilled a little bit into them to get the hardware to mount, to make sure it's mounted. So now when my new one comes, I already have the holes drilled and I can just install it and then make sure that everything clips in. For this part, Seibon recommends that you do not use the hood struts at all. I decided to just take one out, and the way that you do that is with a pick tool. You get this, there's a little C-clip right at the ball joint. If you get the pick tool up under it and pull it away from the strut, then it should just pop right out. Word of caution, don't do this step until you have installed your new hood, because I actually did this with the OEM metal hood still on, and you can see that the hood fell on my head. Once everything is complete, now you just have to close the hood, and then you're going to make a lot of fine adjustments. I don't have a video of me making all the fine adjustments, but it was fairly close when I completed the installation. I just had to, make a couple of height adjustments to the hood latches, and then everything fit pretty good. Here's a little B-roll footage that I captured of the hood. I still need to do a light compound and polishing step to remove some of the factory swirl marks that came on the hood, and I'll take care of that in another video.
ROBBMAC.
Once again, a special shout out to my wife, Larita, my daughter, Sydney, and my daughter, Kalia. I love you guys. This is an awesome Christmas gift. Thanks for watching the video. You'd be doing me a huge favor if you hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to follow my build. You can also follow me at M3 Beats on Instagram to keep up with my latest car photography.